Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my women's basketball rantings. This is a place where I just give my thoughts about the game of women's basketball because I have thoughts and I always give it. So, welcome again. So this week, or better still, last week was very interesting in the game of women's basketball, but also very, very sad. We're just getting in that Paige Bueckers, who is one of my favorite players, and I always look forward to watching her play, is going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks, but I'm thinking 8 weeks. So that puts coming back in sometime in, I think, maybe January, maybe even February. So that's the bummer, but better now than during the tournament, right? Because that's what happened to Brianna Stewart, and I still haven't forgiven the gods that made that happen. An injury is better early in the season, like a Candice Parker injury, than a Brianna Stewart injury that happened almost at the end of the season and affected the playoffs. I always look at the silver lining, and I wish her the best. And yeah, I pray for her. All right, that being said, let's talk women's college basketball this week. So this week, one of the games I watched, of course, I watched Notredame, Connecticut, before, of course, the accident happened. And it was an interesting game. And I always felt like, yeah, Uconn, which is, I'm not the only one saying this, Uconn is actually heavily dependent on Paige Bueckers to run their offense. And this game, for one of the it's actually one of the first games where she wasn't, even though she scored 22 points, she wasn't as efficient as she could be. I think she was like 6 of 17 from the field or something like that, meaning that they just kept giving her the ball, which is good because I understand wants her to shoot more. But at the end of the day, you end up being too dependent on her and other people wouldn't really get the chance to evolve. And another game where I was very, very disappointed in Christyn Williams, of course, she got 4 points. Why don't she behave like this? But it's fine. Let me not talk about Christyn Williams. Christyn Williams, I'm not. So the solid people would always be the solid people. Evina Westbrook wasn't really good as efficient, although she did have 7 rebounds. Oliver Nelson, I was very impressed, surprisingly. And I think at the beginning, Notre Dame tried to hang, but you should know that Uconn, I think they went on a crazy run at some point, and of course that put the game away. So Uconn is good at scoring and scoring fast, but it's not every time that thing works. So, and sometimes it works, does it even work at the right time? So if you're playing a team like South Carolina and you go on a crazy run, they can always counter it. But when you go on the crazy run, it's very, very important. If you go on a crazy run in the first quarter, that a team like South Carolina, all they have to do is go back to their dressing room and regroup maybe at the half, and they come and kick your ass. So like they did, of course, when the Uconn lost. But like a team like but if you go on your run in like the third quarter, then you know that the window is really close. So imagine going on a 13 or a 16-0 run at the end of the third quarter, then it's going to be an uphill battle for a team to come at you at the fourth. So I like that they go on runs, but score on runs at good times. Basketball is not just about scoring, it's also about strategy. And I know Geno knows this, so he really should do better. But it was a good show in 73-54. They still look very shaky. I don't think this is a team that we've come to love. So I still hope that they will definitely get better. And we are seeing promise, but not really. So Caroline Duchamp obviously went. She got scored 14. I think she got a lot of threes. I think she was like 3 or 4. So that's good. So I mean, some shine. So, but now that Paige is out, who is Gino going to stand on? Who is he going to stand on? Paige is out. Easy Ford is out. Christyn Williams had better step up, unless Gino is there right now. They are number 3. If they try anything funny, they lose like 2 funny games back to back, which I heard they've never done. Actually, Uconn has never lost a game back to back. They've never done that. I mean, you got to give it to them. Those guys are good. So if they try anything funny, they should better behave, because Paige is out, who was the catalyst. Who is going to be their point guard? who is going to be their go-to scorer. Christyn Williams is highly streaky, very, very streaky. But maybe now that Paige is out, she has no choice but to step up. Evina Westbrook is definitely capable of stepping up. Dorka has to rebound some more. Olivia, I have faith in Olivia. Leave Olivia alone. Alia Edwards is good. I have no problem with Alia Edwards. Paige is out. Christyn Williams is just the person that she needs to do better. She just needs to do better. And then, of course, if Caroline Duchamp steps up, Nika Mills steps up, I think they'll be fine. And they still have them. If this lady, so Geno has 3 injured players right now that are supposed to be key to his team. He has Paige is out, Izzy Ford is out, and Aubrey, sorry, what's that name again? Aubrey Griffin, very fantastic and crazy energy. She's also out. So that's 3 really, really good players that are out. So I believe this is a blessing in disguise, because this will really, really show what these other guys are made of. And I know that they have that Uconn mentality, which is they expect to win all the time. So I want to see how they do it. So that's enough of Uconn. So let's just run through some of the teams that I am looking out for, and I'm excited about this week. So South Carolina is going to South Carolina. I think their schedule has been a little weird. So I'm not really, like, they haven't really been tested. And from what I'm seeing, but let's see, 9-0, I give it to them. First, they're number 1 in the league, good. NC State, I always say that NC State is not a bad team. Like, I see them in the Final Four, and the fact that they're number 2, yeah, it's just that I like to see how they play against like some really good competition, like a Uconn competition, like even a South Carolina. Again, I believe their game with South Carolina was the first game of the season. So so I wouldn't really grade them on that game. I'd like to grade them on a game like they played Maryland. That's really good. So yeah, South Carolina is not a bad team. Even though, like I said, I still want to see them with good competition. Although Indiana is good, so I can understand why they are number 2. I see them in Final Four. So we have Connecticut. I've told you about Connecticut. Stanford. Yeah, I'm not convinced about Stanford. I'm not convinced yet. Although, like, they've been doing some really good ones, some really good games. So I would like to see them play. Yes. So we are all looking forward to this game on the 22nd of September, where they play South Carolina. So that's gonna be fun. This one too is gonna be fun. Tennessee and Stanford is gonna be fun. So yeah, some really exciting games coming your way from Stanford. I'm interested. I'm definitely very, very interested in that. I want to see what they are made of, the bite. So Baylor is a team that is really, 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 really shining. Nalisa Smith is just killing everybody. But as always, like I said, I would like them to play against really, really strong competition. The one they played against was Maryland, which they lost, but they gave it a lot of fight. So I see Baylor as really, like, they're not there yet, but they're definitely contenders. And so I'm just waiting for the real meat of the seasons to come on, when players are playing like really, really tough competition. But one thing I know is that Vic Schaefer of Texas is not joking around. He has been throwing his teams on crazy. They have Texas A&M, they play Tennessee, they play Stanford. Like, it's really, really putting their team through fire and fire. And the teams have been coming out on top. Okay, apart from the Tennessee game, but then Tennessee, Texas, just a 4-point loss. So yeah, they really hung. So it's like, it's just been throwing their team. I love it. Texas A&M tried to hang. I watched that game. They really, really tried to hang, but they just couldn't. Yeah, they tried. Yeah, they tried. And people are underestimating this lady from Texas, the point guard. I don't know where he saw her from. Like, where did Vic Schaefer see this lady? Sorry, I've forgotten her name. I have to look for her. She is amazing. She's like the backbone. I would really want to see if Texas will play Uconn at any point, because I would really like to see her against a really, really strong team. And I'm really looking forward to Arizona, Texas. I'm going to watch that game. Fire or by force. Gas to watch it. Then we have a Baylor, Texas, but that's January. That's so far. Some really good games coming up in the space, in the NCAA space very recently. Yeah, so the lady from Texas is, sorry, I forgot her name. Rory Almond and Alia Mataru. Where does he get them from? Actually, she's actually supposed to be a starter. I always mix both of them together, like Rory Almond and Alia Mataru. Rory Almond is amazing. Where is she? Who is she? Where is she? She is great. I see that lady in the WNBA. I just can't wait to watch her play. She's like one of those, she's going to be an elite guard in the future. I can just see it. I can see it. She's good. I'm obsessed with her right now. Obsessed with her. And because of her, I'm loving Texas. Like, I like point guards, and there are some things I look out for. And she has everything and then some. So I'm really, really, Rory Almond, she's a freshman. She's young. She's upcoming. Really excited about her. Yeah, Maryland has dipped. Yeah, I still like them. So I'm excited about this is happening. It's going to be the game of the century on Sunday 12th. So you guys, everybody, watch it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to recap it. It's going to be fun. So that's it for my teams that I watched. Most games were just like, they lost, they won. Nothing really interesting. But there are some really, really good ones coming down the stretch. Iowa, of course, is Iowa. Christyn Clark has been ripping teams apart, ripping them apart. Well, teams that are supposed to be ripped apart, like Missouri States and all that. But the Duke is another team that should be put on notice. Like, I haven't watched any of their games. I don't know anything about them, but I've been seeing a lot of things. So Duke, I won't mind. Like, I want to see what they have to offer. They are number 19. They are undefeated so far. Their coach is Cara Waters, who I really, really, really know. Yeah, that's their coach. The 3x3 lady, she's really good. I just like her. I like her personality. I like she went to Tennessee, she played with Super during those rivalry days. She was very, very like fierce. Like, she definitely loves the game of basketball. So Duke is a team I would like to watch. Yeah, they have a South Carolina coming up. Great, excellent. It's going down. South Carolina is not joking this year. Like, their schedule is ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. They're just playing all the big teams. So South Carolina, they played Connecticut, they played Oregon, fantastic team. So I said that I need them to have competition. Well, they are having competition. They have Maryland, they have Duke, they have Stanford. Are you kidding? They have Mississippi, they have LSU, they have Kentucky, they have Texas A&M, they have Arkansas, they have Vanderbilt, they have Connecticut. Come on. If South Carolina gets out of this fire unscathed, there's no way they are not winning championship. And with that, I leave you guys for today. So please watch the games if you can. I can't actually, because, well, the games are hard to find. But like I said, if I can, I will watch them, but I always follow it. So thanks for following me on this journey. I'll see you next week when I do another weekly recap, and have a great day. Thank you.